Well, hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. As I mentioned it before, this is the week for Chanel because we have seen them launching their holiday 2023 collection as well as the new Chanel Sublimage Le Concentré Lumière. And I do have dedicated reviews for each, well, for the collection, this product with all the details, comparisons, and whatnot. And officially today, October 12th, as what I heard of, not only from one essay but from a couple essays, is that the holiday releases are going to be available online. So I will be leaving all the details on the description box below, along with the links for your convenience. And today we're dedicating this video to one release that we all thought in US this was not going to come. They had us like holding our breath. I was even thinking to purchase these items from another country and just ship them, get them cheap to me. And I'm talking about the new oversized highlighters, Les Symbols du Chanel, and I have them right here. I'm so happy they released them here in US. We felt a little bit like left aside. It's like, why to us? I mean, they have them already available in Australia. UK also have them as well. So if you don't know, the symbols of Chanel are the symbols of the house of Chanel. Those symbols that really represent the house as well as Gabrielle Chanel. So there are 5 total embossings. One, Le Comete, which we saw a dedicated collection for Le Comete last year. It's something that Gabrielle Chanel, she believed in the stars, in the constellations. And in fact, there is a jewelry line from Chanel Le Comete. Not only that, but we have Le Lion, which is the lion. And if you don't know, Gabrielle Chanel was a Leo. Then the Camelia, which is the flower of the house. The pearls, which are also iconic for the house. And lastly, the chains, which are iconic for the fashion house. In fact, if you have a Chanel tweed jacket, or if you at least have seen one, usually it has on the trim at the bottom a chain which it gives weight and just keeps the actual jacket nice and straight, as well as obviously the bags and that very iconic chain with intertwined leather and metal. So what makes these Symbols du Chanel collection very special is that you are able to choose the symbol that you want with the shade that you want, which 3 different ones: the pearly white, the coral one, and the gold one. And you may be wondering, well, Jacqueline, which ones you got? Well, I was tempted to get all of them, but no, I behaved really good. These oversized highlighters, they cost $95. They are made in Italy and they have a shelf life of 18 months, and I got 2 of them. The ones that I picked are Pearly White in that Les Perles embossing, and then I got Precious Coral in that Camelia embossing. And this Camelia embossing actually is very special because it's not alike to the previous Camelia highlighter that we have seen before. It does actually have a little bit of the tweed within that Camelia, which I think is again another iconic symbol of the brand. Let's go first with Pearly White in the pearl. And if you're new here to my channel, welcome to all of you, my beautiful friends. I film in natural light in front of a big window with a 4K camera. So make sure you have your resolution well set, but this is just glorious. It's so pretty. These are limited edition, by the way. I'm gonna swatch it. You know what I'm noticing is that when you're passing your finger through, the embossing stays the same. So that means, the embossing will go away with time, but I think it will last perhaps for a little bit more time. Swatch it right there. Oh, that's so pretty. Definitely pearlized. I noticed that the formula in here, it's a little bit different. I can tell there's a little bit more of shimmer, but there's some translucency to it. I'm going with a Sonia G Classic Cheek, and I'm going for it. I feel so bad about it, but we have to do this. And let's apply it. Wow. All right. Okay, Chanel. Now this is kind of like a frosty shade. There's some translucency to it that I'm really vibing with. Wow. This is lovely. Now let me show you Precious Coral, which I got it in the Camelia embossing. Oh my gosh. As you can tell, it has a nice size mirror too. And I hope that you can appreciate that it has a little bit of the tweed in between. Ooh, this is a pretty shade. Now, this is a different finish. It does have more opacity than the white one. Yeah, you can see here, I can see the color going throughout, like the entire shade. While on the Pearly White, you can see the translucency. I'm going with a Refer number 18 brush. Okay, this is so natural. This is more of like a luminizer. The pearly one gives you kind of like a wet kind of glow to the skin. The Precious Coral, it's definitely a luminizer. Let's just put a little bit on the nose and then on the bridge of the nose. And you know what? Why not? Let's take a little bit of this shade and let's apply it a little bit on the eyelid, although I already have the eyeshadow on. By the way, I will be leaving the rest of my makeup also in the description box. And now I really want to go with a Pearly White. And I'm just going to tap it with my finger. This has more like sparkles, but it's not chunky glitter, but there's definitely more of a texture to it. And I'm just going to tap it right in the middle. Oh my goodness, this is gorgeous. Okay, friends. Oh, this is so pretty. Now, going with the same shade Pearly White, I'm using a BK Beauty 204 brush. I'm gonna just pop it on my inner corners. It looks so pretty. Oh, wow. I feel that Precious Coral is more subtle, so I'm gonna go with this La Mer brush. And I'm gonna go home with it, and you're gonna be like, what? You know what? I want to try something. Yep, exactly what I thought. I mean, this is obviously going to depend on your skin tone. I will not suggest to do it with a Pearly White to buff your makeup with it because Pearly White, it has another texture, another finish too. See, Pearly White is like that wet look. This other one is more of like a luminizer. In fact, it actually reminds me to like the finish of the meteorites or like the hourglass finishing powders, that it gives you a aura effect, a glow from within. So precious, and it completed the entire look so well. Now, in terms of some comparisons and details on the embossing, so I have here a highlighter from Chanel, which is Le Lion in Eau Rose. And if you're wondering, you will receive pretty much the same kind of embossing, but oversized. If you see the size right here, this is a lot smaller. Here you're getting a very generous 14 grams of product, while in the regular kind of highlighters from Chanel, you get 9 grams, which is generous too. But this is La Le Lion again in Eau Rose. Now the new shades are not repeated shades from previous limited edition collections, but here is a swatch. Now I have here two Rêve de Camelia, and this was launched, I think it was last year, right? This is gorgeous too. I do have a backup of it, but as you can tell, this one doesn't have the tweed intertwined. It's precious. I mean, like, this is phenomenal, fantastic. And this is a more champagne tone. And then the last one I want to swatch is Les Chants du Chanel, which is the chains. This one is one of my favorite blushes. I actually use it as a blush, but if you have a deeper complexion and you were able to get your hands on this one, well, you can definitely use it as a luminizer. And as you can tell, this is way deeper. But what I think about these new oversized highlighters by Chanel, the Simples of Chanel, I really like the concept. Although they are a little bit excessive because we're talking about a huge highlighter, that we don't use too much highlighters or luminizers. We perhaps use more bronzers, even blushes, if so. But regardless, I think they did an excellent job. And I really love the meaning behind all of these blushes, taking the symbols of Chanel, of the house of Chanel, and bringing them on this beautiful collection. I think it's unique, and also it's very unique that this time, and for the first time, Chanel, they are letting us pick the embossing as well as the shade, which is even more unique. Sometimes we are like, okay, this only comes on this embossing and that's it, period. This time they are giving us selection. So I think this is a really good launch. I really enjoy both of the formulations. Very different, as you can tell. You can definitely use this shade. I will suggest to buff it really well. It does have a little bit, not glitter and not even shimmer. Perhaps it has mica in the formulation, and that's why I can see a little bit of specks. It does have another type of texture. This one is way more smooth, but I mean, here you have it. A luminizer if you want something more simple, and also something that you can use it as a finishing powder, or if you want a little bit more of that wet look on your skin, then go with the Pearly White. Now, I would love to hear from you. Are you excited to get these highlighters in your collection? And which ones would you get? Which combination would you get? You let me know. I want to hear from you in the comment section down below. While you're at it, and if you haven't done so yet, I would invite you to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you ring that post notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. It would be incredible if you can come and follow me both on my Instagram and TikTok. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also share it with family and friends. And if you're not done watching my content, I will be leaving a couple other videos right here that I'm sure you're gonna love. Until the next time, I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.